All right, this is section 24 from Caesar's De Bello Gallico, book 5. It's the first section on the AP Latin reading syllabus, and it is essentially the first part of Caesar explaining how he's going to set up his troops for the winter, especially given that it was drier than usual and they couldn't all set up their troops the way that they usually do, and so they have to spread them out. And predictably, this goes really bad for the Romans. So geography here is really important in explaining where each one is, and the people that the leaders and the troops have to deal with is really important. So in transition from the previous section, Caesar says, with the ships having been literally led up, right, but beached essentially, and with a council of the Gauls having been completed or finished, and then here we have the locative at Samara Breva, because in that year, good old ablative of time when, grain had had grown in Gaul more narrowly, more scantily, on account of the dryness, on account of a drought, essentially. So Angustius here, the comparative adverb describing how the grain had grown. So Caesar was compelled, other than, so aliter hoc, other than in previous years, to collocare his exercitum in winter quarters. So to collocare, to place his army in winter quarters, and to distribute his legions, legiones distribuere, into many states, into many of these parts of Gaul. So unlike in previous years, he has to spread out, distribute his legions into many states, very many states. And so here we're getting the list of the legions. So one of these legions, one of them, in or among the Morini, he gave to Gaius Fabius the legate. And then here we have the future passive participle. Really not a gerundive this time, but he gave this legion to Gaius Fabius to be led among the Morini. And so it is the participle describing one of them. So he gave one of them to be led among the Morini to Gaius Fabius the legate. He gave another of them, another legion, to Quintus Cicero to be led in Nervios among the Nervii. And he gave a third to be led among the Eusebi, rather, to Lucius Roscius. So there's a parallelism here, and we have to keep repeating dedit and ducendon. And then the editor here has put a semicolon because Caesar has shifted his syntax, and so a fourth among the Remi with Titus Labienus in the border of the Treveri, he ordered to winter. So he ordered a fourth to spend the winter among the Remi with Titus Labienus in the confines, in the bordering area of the Treveri. He placed 3 among the Belgae, and to those 3, Marcus Crassus, the quaestor, and Lucius Munatius Blancus, and Gaius Trebonius, the legates, he put in charge. And you'll see right now why he is deciding to sort of organize his language this way. So let's look at a map here, and again, I'm looking at the Latin. You can too, and so ex quibus unam, so one of which he gave to Gaius Fabius the legate among the Morini. So here's the one of which, the first one that he mentions. And then another he gave to Quintus Cicero among the Nervii. And then a third he gave to Lucius Roscius among the Esubii. And so that's way down here. And then a fourth among the Remi to Titus Labienus, and also he adds the detail in confinio treverorum. So he orders them to spend the winter, and then he follows that up with three of them, and that's these three right here among the Bellovaci he placed, and to them he put Crassus and Plancus and Trebonius in charge.